Hello and welcome back to the Canon Sports Show. Today we are going to be discussing the Phoenix Suns schedule for the 2023-2024 season that just dropped today, as well as talking about the play of Deandre Ayton and Eric Gordon for the Bahamas. And yeah, let's just get into it. So first of all, the Suns have 25 national TV games this year, excluding the NBA TV games, because I just don't really count the NBA TV games. And then if you do count the NBA TV games, 37 games total, nationally televised. And I mean, obviously, we expected that. I mean, we have three superstars on our team, and if Aiden can play well too, we have a team that people are going to want to watch at the end of the day. And so, not surprising to see us get lots of games. But anyway, so one thing I really want to, the only thing I really want to talk about the schedule. I'm not going to go in depth of every single, game. When I was looking at the schedule, I was like, okay, yep, we can beat them. We can beat any of these teams. But I was being realistic. Okay, yeah, Golden State and LA are going to get some games here and there. Utah's got a sneaky good team. They'll maybe sneak a win out of us. Philly, we played them twice. We'll probably split with them. But then there's teams, and Oklahoma City, another team I think that'll win a game or two against us. But then there's teams like Portland, who we will not lose to. Teams like Minnesota, who they actually could beat us. I do have them beaten us a couple times. Chicago, though, will not beat us. So that's kind of the thought process I was going with. So I don't know, I think in an ideal world, the Suns could actually win 65 games this season. I'm not saying they're going to. I think if they were to somehow stay completely healthy, they could win 65 games this season. However, this is excluding the potential extra games we would get with the new in-season tournament. But again, this is a perfect world. This is, oh my gosh, nothing goes wrong for us. No one gets injured. Team integrates beautifully. Coaching integrates beautifully. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. It could, but it's not going to, most likely. Realistically, between 50 and 60 games. I think that's a likely possibility for where the Suns are going to end up if they can avoid serious injuries. Because they're going to have some little injuries here and there, but I think if they can avoid those giant ones, season-ending injuries, this is a likely possibility for the Suns to win between 50 and 60 games. And again, this team, if things go planned, they can win every single game they play. If we don't get a single injury, there is not a game that we cannot win on this schedule. There's just a lot of little things that are going to happen. So obviously, we're not going to win every game. But this team is talented enough that every single time they play a game, they should realistically have a chance to win the entire game. And it's going to be fun to see this team play. I'm really excited. The one thing, I just pray that there are no serious injuries. So anyway, let's move on to Deandre Ayton and Eric Gordon. So both of them have been playing for the Bahamas recently, as they have been doing, I believe, it's Olympic qualifying games currently. They were supposed to have one coming up, but it just got postponed or canceled or something, which I'm kind of sad about. But anyway, so in the two games played for the Bahamas, Deandre Ayton has had 22 points, 10 rebounds, and a steal, shooting 71% from the field against Cuba. And then against Argentina, he had 22 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 2 steals, shooting 69% from the field. Overall, I mean, Aiden's just looked really comfortable out there. His footwork looks really good. He seems to have improved quite a bit. He still showcases his ability to score, obviously, from basically anywhere inside the paint, a little bit outside of there, with his jump shots. But then throughout these couple games, and especially against Cuba, he showed how good he can be when he attacks the rim. He had plenty of dunks in those two games, and this is what we want to see from DeAndre Ayton. We want to see this man attacking the rim because he's so athletic, he's so big. He has the capability to basically dunk over anybody in the NBA. He just chooses not to half the time. And if he can get through that and transfer his ability to dunk to the NBA, he will make the Suns team even more deadly than they already are on the offensive side. And if he can continue to show his defensive ability that we have seen in these two games, on top of seen in past NBA seasons, which I believe will happen due to Frank Vogel coaching him, he will make the Suns team almost impossible to beat. at the end of the day, Ayton is the Suns' most important player this year because if he plays well, there's not a team in this league that will beat us. And that's just a fact. Like, anyone that disagrees with that, like, you're just wrong. But if he plays bad, then it gives the other teams hope. Like, I still think that our team is so talented enough where Ayton could play like shit, and we'd still be a good team. But if he can step up, have good outings consistently, like, we're talking like minimum, if he can get like 15 points, 10 rebounds a game, couple blocks a game, and shoot really efficiently, and again, just be an anchor on defense, like, the league is going to be in shambles trying to beat this team. One thing that I'm very happy to see, though, is him improve his playing for his home country. I mean, I know this is a basketball podcast, but for my favorite soccer team, Chelsea, one of their players, Mikhailo Mudryk, who's my favorite player, rather than having him not, like, he realistically was way too good to be playing for the under 21 or under 23. I think it was under 21 team for Ukraine. Like, he was way too good to be playing for them. But they said, you know what? Like, you need confidence. Go and play for Ukraine in the under 21 championship, and and then hopefully you'll gain some confidence. And he's done that, and he looks so much better now. I'm really hoping that we're gonna see a similar thing with DA, where he can ball out for his country. Feel really good about that. He's playing with Eric Gordon, so like, obviously, hopefully their relationship can be good, and maybe they can play well together. And yeah, I really do hope DA can have a great year. I've been rooting for him. I really didn't want to get rid of him this offseason. I thought they might. I wouldn't have been mad about it, but I'm happy they stuck with him. Because obviously the roster we built now, like, clearly DA works in it, so. Let's move on to Eric Gordon. In the 2 games he played for the Bahamas, he had 17 points, 4 assists, and a steal against Cuba, shooting 60% from the field and 57% from 3. And then against Argentina, he led the Bahamas in points with 24 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, shooting 50% from the field and 50% from the 3 as well. Gordon's looked great for the Bahamas. Gives us some good hope, considering that he's going to be coming off the bench this year. He's going to be a very important 6th man for us, and it's going to be interesting to see how well he's going to be able to integrate with our players. Because obviously, you expect him to be playing with Book, playing with Beal, maybe playing with DA, like we talked about, Kevin Durant. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see like how good he's gonna be with all that space. Like, Gordon looked good for the Clippers when he had Kawhi and PG on that team. Obviously, injuries happened, so he didn't look the same in the playoffs. But if you can put Gordon out there with like superstar players, it's just bad because Gordon's gonna get so many open looks. Either Gordon's gonna get open looks, or our superstars are gonna get one-on-ones and they're just gonna cook. So, regardless, that's gonna be great. And yeah, I'm excited to see how he plays with our team. Preseason is early October, so we're very close to getting more Suns basketball. We've already talked a lot about how good the Suns can be. If players, especially like Deandre Ayton, especially him, and Eric Gordon can step up for us and play their roles well, there isn't a team that can stop us. Like yeah, maybe they'll get a game or two every once in a while, but when we look at the playoffs, again, it's a 7-game series. If we play the way that I know we can, there is not a team that will beat us 4 times before we beat them 4 times. I'm very excited to see this team play. But I don't really got much more. Sterling O'Malley this weekend. I'll be making a podcast about that. Another Cardinals preseason game this weekend. Be making a podcast about that. ASU podcast, hopefully releasing in roughly a week. ASU football podcast. But yeah, I don't really got much more to talk about today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you all have a great rest of your day. See you guys.